6, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. I need food for the kids, money for the rent. Fuck a lockdown, baby, I can't do that shit. And I don't never vote, cause I'm fucking broke. And either way, I know the police ain't gon' leave me alone. On a plane, about to visit Glen Rock. Need crypto, told me I should bring the Glock with me. So I packed up my piece and I'm sliding. Cause we might get caught up in a riot. Middle finger Trump, middle finger Biden. Fuck a left, fuck a right, is you riding? Know you love to see it, dudes rocking. Ain't no politics, baby, we just talking. From the birds to the bricks, we be in the mix with that rare candy paint job on the whip. Who you with?
Right behind me, there's gonna be like right here.
Yeah,
there's a beautiful horse picture I found at a antique store out here. People out here, dude, in Nevada, like there's
horses,
no people that have just painted a picture of a horse. Like the average, like I bet you Megan's Law. Like if you were to see like in a high concentrated sex offender neighborhood, like for Megan's Law, you'd be like, "Well, I moved into a crazy neighborhood." But if they had a Megan's Law for people who have done like a beautiful painting of a horse, you'd be like, "Damn, there's like 90 of them in my neighborhood."
Yeah,
there's just ladies, just like there's just ladies with short like Joan Baez 1985 hair that just paint pictures of horses.
Yeah, well, you get 10% off your mortgage if you prove you can paint a horse. You know, that's what I think. That's how it works.
You tell me this now. Yeah. I mean, that's too bad.
You couldn't have done it anyway. It's okay. You know, you had to hire, commission it out. You know, you had to
10% more. Yeah,
actually,
it's more expensive.
It's a property tax. Oh, your taxes. That's your last hurdle for your property taxes.
What if you have a podcast about horses? They're like, that's sir.
That should be. Yeah, that should count. That should count. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Will you subsidize my way of living?
Yeah, exactly.
We're battle born. This is Nevada.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, exactly. Have not seen a Somalian.
Yeah.
So just
for a second, I thought you meant like Samoan. I'm like, those guys.
No, there's a few gross. Yeah, no problem with them whatsoever.
We got Nevada's like
first off,
Pacific Islander up, dude.
You build your states through the trenches. So it's like you definitely have to win in the trenches.
Yeah,
so
Somalia,
that's
dude.
fine. Yeah, Somalians. I don't know where on the football roster where they fit in, but that shit is crazy to me. Like I've been a little unplugged from a lot of stuff lately. I have not been checking out on current things very much. But then every once in a while, I will look up like on my phone, and there's a mayor, a white guy, doing like a Somalian dance because he won the election over a Somalian, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's funny. It's same thing. You don't tune in, and then you're like, "What's going on?" And that I like the white guy out Somalia'd him.
He went up to the Somalian guy, was like, "Look at me. This my boat now."
Well, like, it's funny. No, and it's funny. You're like, oh, the white dude won, and then his speech, you're like, whoa, what? He's just like dropping like bars in Somalian. Which
real Somalianism hasn't been tried. Yeah,
which is honestly like, it's like if you're, I mean. Great political strategy. I mean, if you're gonna learn a language to go further in your career, I mean, might as well. Yeah. I mean, you're set for life after that. I mean, you're mayor of a huge, top 20 American city, right? Why? It's like,
why?
Yeah.
Is
he the same as the George Floyd era guy though?
I don't know. Right? That I don't know.
Because I remember that guy, and he would be like, they'd like everyone would be yelling at him, and he'd be like. Well, I mean, very Eddington, very, that kind of like pull your mask up and stuff, and very, and I remember that guy, and interesting, the defund the police era and everything.
Well, I do think it's funny, and we are going to talk about that today. We are going to talk about that movie. We are going to get. People have been asking for the RC Eddington take, and you are going to get it. You're going to get it. But there was this guy like. Or you figure at the beginning of like when you're watching like an NFL game, like a college football game, they'll go to like the front desk guy and they'll say like, "Hey, so between Oregon and Iowa, who's gonna win?" They go, "Well," and they don't give an answer a lot of times. They'll say like, "Well, whoever can establish the run, and whichever quarterback converts more third downs," and they say, and I figure for electorally speaking, they're gonna be like, "Who's gonna win the Minnesota election?" And the guy goes, "Whoever's more Somalian."
Yeah,
whoever understands Somalia more. There's not a state that's more like close to Somalia or like further from Somalia. You know what I mean?
How does this happen? Again, I'm like, I'm just curious.
Minnesota.
Yeah, no, and it's very, and I like, well, the story that is the dude lost because of the Somalian like tribal feud from
Yeah,
eons ago and thousands of
Blood
miles
Diamond
away.
happened or whatever.
Yeah, where it's like they literally lost because he's the wrong, it's like Shia or Sunni Muslims.
Yeah.
It's like the
Mexicans and
difference.
El Salvadorians kind of in
Yeah.
a way. Like we had I
Yeah.
remember at the old labor union I was in, there was like an El Salvadorian guy that was like running for something in the union. I have no idea. The job seemed very fake in that one.
Yeah.
But they like he would be running for a thing and he would call and he would be like, "Would you please vote for me?
Yeah.
Can you? How's it going? I hope I am not disturbing you. Would you please vote for me?" Like that, and you're like, "I'm sorry, who for what? Like who is?" And you're like, "Oh, for the laborer." And but the guy
vote for that dude. Yeah, that's
yeah. Well, and I guess what? I was complete. We were talking about it at my work. Like, do you get the calls from that? I was me. Do you get the calls from that Mexican guy?
Yeah, and they're like, not.
And he's like, they're like, the Mexican guys in my work. I go, that's not a fucking Mexican guy. Why don't you watch your back? Like, because he was like, that's El Salvadorian. He goes, and they were like, I vote. They would say like they vote for like a KKK guy over like that guy.
Yeah,
like
for
they'd
sure.
be like, they're just absolutely like not happening. So and to me, the whole time I'm going, you guys are Mexicans. What the fuck? Like, these are all Mexicans. Like, what are you talking about? Like, to me, I didn't even see the difference.
Or I brought my friend in Berkeley. I brought my Japanese friend to a sushi restaurant once. And
nice. Good.
I was like, no, I mean, well, it was a new spot. We were like, it wasn't like some.
Have you heard of this dude? This shit's
sick. Exactly. Yeah. No, I think it was actually his idea, honest, because it was like a new spot, and he's like, let's go check it out.
It was his idea.
And no, he represents, and
yeah.
So we get there, and I'm like, have a pleasant evening, and he within the first 5 minutes, he's like, these guys are all fucking Korean, and it like literally ruined the night because he was just all sulking the whole time, and I'm like, damn, bro, you're like legit. Hate these guys.
Their feuds are crazy because they'll be like they made California rolls out of a baby in 800 AD, and you're like, fuck, you're like, damn, dude, like, yeah, they ate the babies. You're like, fuck.
It's very like, not to be trite, but it's like, damn, you guys are allowed to hate like this, and like we're just chilling, dude. We're just like, we're pretty nice.
Maybe our version is just like that fucking piece of shit down the street. Fuck that guy. That's our like, that fucking guy, dude. Fucking okay, dude. You just want just that guy. It's like, you park your car the wrong fucking way on the street. Everybody
Parker.
My wife is, and she's right. If people are parked the wrong way on the street, like, she can't handle it.
It's over.
She cannot handle it.
It's a basic. I get at like a Walmart half a mile away, but like in your own neighborhood, that's sacred ground.
Yeah, and just the idea is like, it's like a low volume neighborhood. It's all the same cars, so yours is going to stick out. Your Volkswagen Touareg parking the wrong way.
Yeah,
and look, people say, "Oh, it's nothing. Don't get worked up." The slippery slope is real, dude. If you park the wrong way on a street, eventually you have the Somalian Olympics, and the grand prize is governor of Minnesota or mayor of Minneapolis, whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just the way the world works, guys. I've done the research, but I that is crazy though, because like back to the Somalian thing, I don't know that it's good process here to be like, oh, that's just a thing in Somalia. It's like hundreds and thousands of years of blood feud. It's not what you think, but it can decide an election.
No, and what's like the liberal take on that? Like, blood feuds
I think they just ignore it.
Like, blood feuds are okay from immigrants as long as they're from the other side of the world.
It's just like an HOA meeting, guys.
It harkens a lot to like the whole like the whole phenomenon of like lesbian school board be like, oh no, come here, guys. So like an Islam group, and then they vote against lesbian, and they're like, how could this ever happen? And it's very, I don't know. It's just, these things are like forced. Like, these hands are forced, and it's very, it's like these very, none of us like want to be really talking about this stuff. I feel, or like I know there's some people that are like obsessed with this stuff. I like, come on, like, I don't want to have to think about this shit. No, it's not like, and it's not, the thing is, it doesn't seem, be one thing, you know, I don't care if it's like a couple neighborhoods and people are chilling and getting along, but it just seems so like organized and very like it seems like something more than what it is on the surface. You know, I don't know. It's just
It
you
seems
know
like
what I
a
mean?
lot
It's
more,
yeah, like, and I saw the clip of like the guy that lost in his thing, and they're all waving Somalian flags, and he's just chanting Somalia, Somalia, and that's like that's his
yeah,
political speech, and it's like,
yeah.
damn, like I'm not even like a hardcore like one of the, but I'm like, yo, I feel if the more people knew about this, they'd be like, what's going on
Yeah.
here, dude? I
Well,
don't
could
know.
you
It's like,
imagine being like
yeah, it's so
68
funny.
years old Minnesotan?
Oh
Can
my
you
god.
imagine
Oh,
like right
dude.
now, like,
Yeah.
and you're like, you don't want to offend
You got like
anybody. You don't,
you got the tortilla casserole for your neighbors, you know,
yeah,
you got the don't
tortilla
you know.
casserole. Yeah, right, dude. Tuna
Yeah, dude.
fish. Yeah, first off,
They
like the
no, they get
tortilla
down on
casserole
some
would be too
Tex-Mex.
spicy. It'd be too
Yeah.
spicy for them. I'm talking
True.
like
Yeah.
this guy, this Hank Hill, like a Hank Hill of Minnesota, like their own
Yeah.
version of Hank Hill, like that they have out there. Doesn't,
Remember
you know,
the minister, the minister in Hank Hill, she's from Minnesota. Remember?
That's right.
That's a whole arc. So yeah,
That's
her,
true.
basically her.
True,
Exactly. Yeah.
but you just have like that
Yeah.
type of person who's just like, yeah, politically, like you might say, like that's a white, like kind of conservative leaning male, but he doesn't really want to offend any. All he wants is just for everybody to chill. Like typically,
Yeah.
that's the like, oh, the Wild are on tonight, and we're gonna watch that. Me and the buds, we're gonna crack a few beers. The wives are out,
Yeah.
they're bowling or something. I don't know, you know, like that
Yeah.
type of guy. Like you're thinking right now, and he doesn't want any drama. So he's just, you know, you fast forward to him in 20. That'd be a better version of Eddington. Is the Minnesotan. Is like 10 is like 30 years of a Minnesotan man, you know, like watching his city turn into whatever the hell it is now. Because you know, back in the day, I'm sure there's people with like Minnesota history. Maybe it's always been like this, but in 2020, all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, what are they doing to Target? What in tarnation are they doing to Target out there? They're burning it up. Are the Twins going to play later? I think they suspended the season because of the cold, and and you know they probably have like all of. And then they're like, oh, but you know, the riot is the language of the unheard. That's what MLK says. And then after a while, it's like, yeah, hey, anyways, now we have Somalians like dueling it out for your. We have like white guys that are trying to win like the Somalian vote in Minnesota, and that's the deciding factor. And you like, but then like at the same time, that guy might turn on the news, and depending on which outlet he watches, there might be a news going like, hey, it's really important that you don't have any racist thoughts. And he's just like, well, look, I mean, you know, and you're just like watching like the Somalian primary happening.
That's my whole take is like, I legit, you know, I think there comes a point where like, it's not, these aren't racist thoughts, you know, it's very,
we know they're not.
It's very, and I know, but then like people want to make it, like there are people that are like, no, I'm racist and I don't care, you know, and I like, yeah, you're free to do that or whatever, but you know what I mean? It's just, I feel like you get, you know, I know some Dem voters, you get them 5 whiskeys deep with no one listening, and you're like, yo, what do you really think about this? Come on,
5 Japanese whiskeys deep.
Yeah, and they don't even have to. They could be, literally, or like, I bet even like a 3rd gen Somalian will be like, nah, fuck this, dude. Like, we're not like, shut it down. You know,
I bet there's a couple Somalians, like not all of them. I bet there's a couple Somalians going like, we're doing this. What the fuck?
100%, dude. Yeah, it's like LA Mexicans. You know, not like 20% of them for sure.
Yeah,
dude. It's like, you know, they're like, come on, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
but
those are the ones that join the police force, by the way.
It's funny. What it's such a like, you know, there's no. Again, it's if you make it illegal to like discuss this, right? This is what happens, you know. I don't know, it's interesting.
I just hate the idea that this is like the way the market has gone, like this is the natural progression of life. It's like, no, you guys just airdrop these people into states, like that's what happened. Like, why can't we just call it what it is? Like and again, that becomes the where'd you hear that on Tucker Carlson, the replacement theory? It's like, well, yes, that is the person who told the truth about it.
I mean, there are legit examples of, you know, 30,000 population town becomes a 45,000 population town within the course of a month,
right?
And that stuff, I'm pretty sure is like, I'm sure there is some social engineering weirdness to it too, some whatever Soros stuff or whatever, but I think like a lot of that is literally just like landlord apartment kickbacks and government, you know, where you can just literally make $10 million in a month from like crazy kickbacks and loopholes and shit. You know, I'm
Mhm.
not trying to, obviously that's horrible. You know, I'm not trying to, and that should be illegal. Like that should be illegal to change the fabric of a town in a month. Like I'm sorry, dude. Like, you know, it's well, and also if you want to foment hate, like that's the like go ahead and do that. You know what I mean? It's like it seems patently obvious to me that's a quick way to do that.
Yeah.
Right. And it's so it's like these sides complement each other. You know, I'm not trying to like be the wise center guy or anything, you know, but it's very like they want people to chimp out on this. You know, they need people to freak
Right.
out about this. And it's very, you know, that seems very obvious to me is like what's happening here. And, you know, and it's like this mutually assured just, you know, destruction kind of thing. And I don't know. It's very interesting.
And you have the people who, you know, anytime anybody speaks up against this stuff, you get the very, very wise ultra Redditor types that go, well, isn't this what the free market's deciding? Like, I thought we didn't want to interfere with this. And to me, I've thought about that a lot lately.
Yeah.
Is where I go, I don't really know anybody from our generation and under that's into the free market. You know, like that's a very like archaic thing. Is just like because they realize that's not exactly how you run a country.
Yeah, it reminds me of like the Tao Te Ching, where like half the verses are about how you run a country, you know, and it's very and how you ruin one or something, you know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for sure. I mean, the free market, you know, and there are people that make good points about, you know, like, you know, you socialize the rich, ruthless capitalism for the poor. Like those are like kind of real things, you know, maybe weirdly overstated and kind of mentally gymnastically done, but I mean that is the world we live in, you know, in a lot of ways. And you know, I'm always been outspoken about like, you know, the Vaccine Act and stuff like that's not the free market, you know, that's not that's like pure, or you know, and my take, like I don't really care about Snap. Like I'm sorry, I know people abuse it, and I'm not, and I know it's like a crazy thing, but I mean compared to other things and compared to like the back end, like the under the hood socialism we do for agriculture already, which you could argue is not a horrible thing. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I'm just saying like people completely ignore that, right? And they don't, like, you know, we socialize diabetes in this country and like kidney disease, you know, like we create
do we not do it through Snap?
Well, yeah, no, it's part and parcel. I'm saying it's like, you know, people are like freaked out about the forward facing, like the optics of it, which is fair. I totally get that. But you know, there's always like a other side to that coin, you know. So I'm just saying it's very, you know, I get the kind of well, actually a little bit, you know, with this stuff.
Is it though? Because I don't think that's what people believe. I don't think the average person believes that, well, whatever's happening out there, that's the free market.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
That's what I mean. Like, I think that's a straw man to be, and I think they're doing it to be disingenuous and kind of like a throw it back in your face,
like
rather than having it.
Sure.
Yeah, rather than having an actual position. It's whatever the Democrats do,
100%.
You have to let that do because that's the arc of progress bending left. Yeah. Like that's I guess that's what I'm getting at. Now,
I'm just saying, like, these things feed into, it's weird how these things feed into each other in a lot of ways that don't even seem related. Like you have like Reagan era completely going full vaccine mandate. Go ahead, you know, like you create 1 trillion new vaccines and stuff. And then today you have like a libtard autism ecology, right? Mm-hmm. Fuck, I got these beetles in my. Sorry, my bad. These like every time of this year, there's like these weird beetles that are very harmless, but
are they Antifa?
Like, yeah, they're bugged. It's like Philip K. Dick in here, dude. It's
it's like Scanner Darkly.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Now it's like you have literally a generation and a half of libtards that can't admit anything about autism.
Yeah,
and it's kind of connected to like this weird like corporatists.
Sure,
you know, like I'm just saying, like I'm you know, I'm not trying to big brain it. I just don't like when people don't acknowledge this stuff, you know. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I agree with everything you said.
I just don't know that the vaccine argument is free market. Like what I mean is like the person who's the most pro-vax person of all time, is their position that that's the free market or that there's diseases out there and we need to stop them?
That's what I'm saying. These things, it's like there's like hidden. These things are hidden from all this. That's where you have the classic, like our whole thing with like the fake left PH, where it's or PF, where it's you don't even know the arguments that you're making, and you don't even know
that's
that they're
great,
and it's very and it harkens to like the criticism or the the hypocritical thing of course, but it's
right.
yeah, but I just these things are connected in weird ways, but I definitely the Minnesota thing is
Well, the free market thing, what I mean is the free
Yeah.
market to them is the arc of progress, in my opinion. Like that's what they're throwing back in your face, is that if you're interfering with that, you're doing more socialism than like Vladimir Lenin or any of these people. Like that's what I mean, which is not true. And I don't think any of us actually believe you can't interfere with that. So like what I mean is like for people who are scared, who like that shouldn't be. I hope that doesn't function. That somebody pointing that out to you, the whole like free. This is actually what the way society works. Like I thought you were I thought you were small government is what I was thinking.
Yeah,
more than free market. Small government is more so what I was thinking of. And these people like will say, I thought you were into like small government. And you're just like, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe I actually want a functional good one. Like maybe I want one that works because at the end of the day, like we're never going back to
be small and effective.
We're never going back to small government. Even though I like, even you can cut this, you can cut that. Like, I'm sorry, we just aren't. So to me, I'll just go, well, I don't like that. How about that? And whoever gets rid of that, I like. Yeah. And they can't really.
I mean, you gotta expect people.
Yeah, they can't really counter that with any platitude other than I like the program. Because most of the time people don't like the program that they're advocating for. They just know that it's their side, and that's the problem I really have with a lot of this. And you have they throw Christianity in your face a lot of times too, like where, with SNAP and all of these things like SNAP, immigration, all that stuff, they go, well, so-called Christian against this. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, Did Jesus say to fucking give people free fucking like popsicles? Like that's I missed that part of the thing. Yeah, the blue and the blue talkies shall inherit the earth.
I think damn, that'd be fucking paradise first of all. But
I actually might have said that. Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think it's I think a lot of things have to change. I think a lot of things have to change before we start to invoke that kind of thing.
With the face, I think it's like talkie, with the face of a blue talkie, I think like when the rubber mountain.
Like it, like I could see this becoming incestuous and out of control, and it's very, I don't know. I don't buy that stuff. It's such a weird, I don't know. It's like the meme. There's all those memes. There's like at least 3 or 4 of those memes where it's like, interesting. I know more about your thing than you do and stuff.
Yeah.
And I do think there is like some hypocrisy on that side, on like the religious side, but I'm not like not in the Reddit way,
Well, my thing is if we're separating the church from state, which they always say, well, let's separate church from state. I'd be like, okay, fine, I'm a Christian and I don't like that program you have.
Yeah,
that's separating church from state.
No, and they don't. Like, and the thing is like this is their religion too. It's like their
right.
This is their agnostic kind of.
It's
replaced it, and they're evangelicals about it. They're evangelicals,
right. Yeah, because the old school atheism doesn't even exist anymore. I mean, I hate to say it because I don't really think this guy's good. Like I don't really like him, but Bill Maher. I've always found his show to just be like, my goodness, like you're so close, Bill. Like, on so many things. And he's just like, wow, that must be the Woodford Reserve talking. I'm fucking fucked up. Like, and he's like this close to the truth. And he's like, anyways, fuck Rush Limbaugh. And you're like, that guy's dead. Like, what are you talking about? It's just like he gets like so close to the truth that it's like really. It's really unfortunate, but anyways,
he's like edging. He's an edger, dude.
He goons. Yeah, he goons all day. He did come out recently. They said like people are like freaking out about it, but he said he used to, before Politically Incorrect, like the old HBO show. All right, he might even still have it. I'm not sure, but the old HBO show, he used to like jerk off before every episode. And everybody's like, what a degenerate.
That makes total sense.
Dude, that's the on deck circle. He's just in the on deck circle.
That makes total. Yeah, he's funny. And I mean, it's weird. He is like a weird, like with liberals, he's like, yo, you guys know that they are killing Christians in Nigeria.
Yeah,
right? He's like useful in that regard, where he's like, you guys are retarded on this shit. Like you're worried about like Trump, and this is like an actual genocide by the definition of the word.
Yes.
And it's
that you
so
use
it's
every day.
it's very the from the people from the what I've heard in real life on that situation is basically like, oh, how dare they care about that because of this other one going on.
Cool.
It's very interesting, dude. It's very
genocide. I love the genocide Olympics. It's my favorite.
Yeah, I know it is.
Fucking my favorite thing. The Somalian Olympics and then the genocide Olympics. I can't. It's winter and summer to me personally. Like,
every 2 years.
Yeah, put Snoop Dogg on NBC. Let's just televise them all. I love it. But no, what I was getting at with Bill Maher was like, I will say he at least still has the old school atheism where he's like, yeah, Islam's bad too.
Yeah.
Like, and everyone goes, Bill, you're supposed to be mad about the 700 Club still. And he's just like, okay, but like I don't like it. Like, he's like, by the nature, I am an atheist by nature. And I will say that's the most ideologically consistent atheism you can have that doesn't exist anymore. Because one thing, like Christian just means white nowadays and Islam means brown. That's what the two things mean to the modern Democrat person. That was
a big struggle with in the early. I remember, and I never like followed this closely, but there was it was like there was people decided should atheism go, and this is so stupid, like they have like conferences and shit. They're like, should atheism be woke or should it be like more like fuck this? And like obviously one side won, and with Islam, I'm just like, man, can you guys give me like your top 5 Islam bars from the proponents? Because I'm like a bumper sticker guy. I'm like a
sure.
Taoist. I'm like, I like this Buddhist thing's cool. This Taoist thing's this Christian thing's cool. I'm like, can someone tell me what? I've never heard like one cool fucking thing. It's just so intense.
Islam quotes from scripture. I'm just gonna look this up right now. Let's see. Here are 5 significant quotes from the Quran. Let's see. Indeed, with hardship will be ease. Okay, I don't hate that. Let's see. And he found you lost and guided you. Okay, this is all from the Bible. Like, I mean, that's why I'm like, there's a cooler version of this. Like, I like, this is sick. Like, sure, like, whatever. Let's see. And do good indeed. Allah loves the doers of good. Come on, dude. Like, that's like, is that written in crayon? But like, fucking Allah, there is no God, but He, the living, the self-subsisting, eternal. That sounds like something you would like.
Yeah, that sounds like Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. It's very. Yeah, I don't know. It's very. I mean, the thing is like with.
I've never heard anyone say that in the wild.
You can argue,
like uses that. Yeah,
you can argue. The thing is, like, especially leftists will do this with like Christian. They'll be like, God, Christianity is so cringe and it's very intense and it's so violent and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, it seems like pretty peaceful, all things considered in like this country. And if and it's very. It just seems a little more intense, just like we all know it. We all fucking know it, other. And it's, I don't know, man. It's like, what are we doing?
I'll put it
so way. It's fucking 2025, dude. Like, I thought we'd leave. The whole point was to leave like some of this behind, including the Christian dogma. Like, I'll float that take. I know you might not, and some of our listeners won't. But I'm like, man, like it's the 21st century, dude. Like, can we leave some of the Reddit fedora tipping and the gay shit behind? I don't know, dude. It's very interesting.
Well, what I will say is that I think they don't even realize like what a powerful Christian society would be. And I'm not even 100% sure that like I want like that. However, this situation in Nigeria happening right now and has been happening for a while. Boko Haram is kind of a thing where just basically like Christian hunting, basically.
Boko Haram.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly.
Not to make light of it.
Harambe. I think it's Harambe. Harambe. He at the time, like our Pope now, right? The Vatican,
White Sox, bro.
Largest collection of private art, right? Ever. Like you're sitting on like a gold mine of all this stuff. It is a you look at the Vatican, you're like, okay, that shit could go down and these guys would be able to get active. And instead, they're just like, well, what if we had prayer rugs at the Vatican to show inclusivity? And then they'll be like, everybody would ask, like in good faith, and go, well, are like mosques going to do that for like Christians? Like, and they're like, I don't know. I haven't asked. But they did we have plans? I don't know if they have plans for that. I'll ask at the next.
Kind of like a one-way street.
Yeah, exactly. So, like so what I mean is like that naturally, and I think the religion kind of functions that way when done correctly, which is why I kind of don't want a Christian theocracy in nature, like by nature, meaning the politics of forgiveness and all of these things. Like, I don't know that the state, when somebody does something wrong, needs to forgive people. You know, like in the way that a Christian would. Like, I think it still needs to operate in a sense of like, no, you did something wrong. You can find God in prison and see what happens. You know what I mean? Like there's certain aspects of it. Now, I think, you know, for the most part, I think that there are many teachings of God in Christ that would do very well in government. But I understand maybe a different take than the Reddit atheist of who doesn't want any sort of theocratic government. But for me, I think it's too forgiving a lot of times. And I think it turns you into a mark a little bit a lot of times when you're that kind of religious person that is all about forgiveness and all about the, you know, oh, it's just a leper, let me give the leper some milk. I think like I don't like that is a good way to live your life. That's not a way to govern a country.
Exactly. I think that's the crux of it, because I think, you know, once, and all this growing comes down, if we had a more decentralized society, we didn't have like one government for 300 fucking million people, and also this world government we have now, where it's very, I think it would be a lot better. And you know, once you start trying to do that, you know, that's when you get kind of the people trying to arbitrage and game the system and stuff, which is never cool. No one likes that. No one likes, it goes back to like the Snap thing, you know, where you're getting like bros that are getting like $4K a month and they're buying shit for their store, you know, like they're buying Gatorades for their store or whatever and reselling them for like $5 a pop, you know, like that. Jesus didn't talk about reselling Gatorade, you know. He did not. And
the happy merchant might have, but not Jesus. Yeah,
we need JDO on here he's our expert on all things happy merchant, dude.
But I guess what I was getting at with the Pope, like, if we were getting active the way leftists, liberals think that a Christian society is going toward, the Pope right now would be hiring mercenaries to send to Nigeria and be like, let's clean this up. That straight up, like, I'm just saying, like, and you can be a parapolitical person who's super into like Operation Gladio and stuff. You know, I'm right. Right now, he's just like, you see the White Sox last night? Yeah, like that's what the Pope does now. And you're just like, whatever, you know what? We White Sox, man, we need to get it together. Sox, Mark Burley.
The you could see what's happening by what's not happening, by the lack of the lack of. Yeah, it's almost like why it's weird, you know, that would never happen under any other, like in Israel or in, you know, any other regime, you know, that would just be, I get what you're saying. 100%.
Well, like, and so like what I mean is like people will act like you go outside and, you know, Handmaid's Tale, which I am going to do a gain of fiction on Handmaid's Tale at some point. It needs to be read. It needs to be dissected. It needs to be, because I don't know. I'll
hop on that one, dude.
She does talk about, you know, the Handmaid's Tale was written, I believe, in 1979 after the Iran Islam revolution. So it's a little bit different than what in my opinion, the Hulu, whatever it is, the series or Amazon, whatever it is.
You get it's so retarded, dude. It's very like, dude, it's the resurgence of all that, the retconning of all that.
Yeah.
During the same decade of 50 Shades of Grey, best-selling, each one of those books, best-selling, top-selling book of that decade and of the last 50 years, you know, in a lot of ways, right? And it's just so funny. It's so, you know, I'm not saying it's 100% psychosexual, psychosomatic, but it's good 50% at least, you know, with all that shit. It's very strange, you know.
I love that meme where it's like the spectrum of female literature, and it's like forced breeding from the government, and then the other side of the spectrum is forced breeding from a monster.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just like some fantasy novel about Viking
Yeah.
rape or something, werewolf rape, and it's just whatever. Hey, let them. I am full like let them read that stuff. Like I don't think I don't personally believe that the problem with women nowadays is they're reading too many books. I just don't think that's the problem with women right now. I got about 10 other ones that I'd put ahead of that, maybe even 12. The problem isn't like, God, she is just reading too much. Like
it could be made that we read so few books that even reading like a shitty book that reifies your premises would still get you to think more than like scrolling on your phone. You know,
100%.
I would agree with that.
They watch like it's in clip form right now. They've moved past. I'm pretty sure whoever's putting these psyops in place have moved past books at this point, and it's just like I'll put it this way: like my wife reads Sarah J. Maas, her series.
I read the first one, or like I got like 3/4 of the way through.
I think she's on like another series now, though. Like I think this this lady comes them out, dude.
Moss
like,
with the sauce, dude.
Liv Moss, dude. And but she started out as a Sailor Moon fan fiction writer, which is sick to me. Like that's cool. And I'm just like, she's living the dream. She has probably so much fucking money right now.
Oh, dude,
I mean, like the amount of like
New York City Central Park apartment, dude.
You can probably tell by sound when a Sarah J. Maas packaged Amazon delivery hits your door. You can be like, that's a Sarah J. Maas book. It makes a certain sound.
From what I read, it's quite tasteful. Like the first one that I read, the Court of Thorns, and it's not. I mean, there's a few moments where it's like a little heated, but it's very tasteful. It's almost. I was actually kind of like, damn, this is getting y'all's rocks off. It's kind of tame, in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure many 80s Fabio novelists would be like. You like you fuck, they'd be like, this is what
libtards. These fucking libtards, man.
But it's I mean, it's a cool little fantasy novel. I like it's not just super drenched in that shit. But but I also didn't finish it. I'm like, this is gay.
I don't not for me. I don't even think my wife wants me to read them. Like, like when you get done, they'll go like, you would like this. She never says that to me.
Well, you ever get to be explaining like, okay, like you're like where you're like explaining like the Somalia situation in Minnesota to your wife, and then midway through you're like, why am I talking about this? It's like not even. It's not even like
my favorrit is when they give you the stock response out of the where they just go, the world's just so crazy right now.
I know,
and that means please stop, please don't tell me.
And I think we both have wives that are like very considerate of our feelings, and they treat us like they're like, oh yeah, for sure, and they're very like they're not gonna be like you're gay or something. But
no, for sure. Like they'll just like the other day I started talking about some crazy like serial killer rabbit hole thing, and like I could just tell halfway through I was just like, I need to get back on the mic. Right now. I mean, that's why I mean that's a true thing. It's like if what's not said on here is said to her.
Yeah.
And that's not good. Like that's not a that's not a win for her. Let's just say that much. Like it's because if it stays up here, I just sulk all day and just kind of like hide in like a corner of my house. Like, I have thoughts, like and then, just turning a picture frame around. I have thoughts, and then everyone's like, "What are you thinking?" I don't want to talk about it. None that I wish to vocalize at this moment. Like, and then you tell them, and then they're like, "You could, that's where you just gotta."
We're scaring the hose, dude. We're scaring the hose.
But this is why you see old couples like. They play their greatest hits albums to each other. They tell the same 20 stories every time, and they're all just doing simultaneous activities. Like my grandma and grandpa just fucking like rattle off just nonsense stories all the time. And it's great. I mean, it's totally fine. I love it. It's great. But they'll just start running the garbage disposal while the other person's talking. Like go into the loud ass laundry room and shut the door. Open up the loudest snack bag in the house while it's happening. Like it's just you let them. You both do it. You let them do it. And if you get so hyper focused on, you said that before.
Yeah.
You're not cut out for this shit.
Nah.
Life is about repetition. I'm sorry, it is. Yeah,
exactly.
like the spontaneity is not always there. I mean, that's the thing. Like if you want spontaneity, you're gonna end up being in mundanity, looking for spontaneity, which is
Momdanity,
its own form of hell.
yeah.
Zoran Momdanity. Yeah, you're gonna be in that. Which that is fucked up in its own way. He won. I knew he would. I fucking knew he would.
You should have made the bet on Poly Market. I mean, we don't have to. I do want to talk about Poly Market.
I want to hear about Polycule Market.
Yeah. It is insane. First of all, it's fucking kind of tight, but also it's crazy as fuck that you can just everything is like on chain wagerable now, and like including the future. A lot of implications for Psi and all that, of course.
Of course.
But it's kind of like, if it's Momdani, 90-10, if it's a 90% Momdani victory on a couple weeks before the election or whatever, right? And you put $9,000 down and make $1,000. It's like literally, it's like, and obviously if he loses, you lose $9K. But it's like, you could be
there's that part.
You could be picking up pennies on the railroad tracks all day long if you want to, and it's it's crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's interesting development for sure. And also it's weird how like the sports, because it's technically a sports book, but it's decentralized and on chain. So let's just say there's some inefficiencies in the market, that can be, you know what I mean? You can, especially NBA and all day.
Okay. For sure.
Yeah. It's interesting. Yeah. The website sucks. It like lags and it's not a good website, but it's interesting.
It's like my boy Walter Football. It's like his site, dude, where you're just like, this does not work, but I love it so much. Yeah. I
do that COVID article, dude. He's like,
I've been trying to get him on the show so bad.
He's like the fucking libtard flu. Yeah, the fucking
dude, just letting it fly. And he got kicked out of all the stupid fucking draft Brett Coleman group chats with the whiskey fucking bottles everywhere. Like he got kicked out of all those group chats where they all have the same mock drafts, and his mock drafts are just hella different than everybody else. And I'm like, yes, this is my guy. But we need Walter Football on here. I mean, I'm telling you right now, like even if you don't like football, it's going to be a great talk. We got to have him. But what was I going to say? The Momdani thing, maybe we should save that for a paywall thing, not because it's too saucy or anything, but because I want to talk about Eddington. I have many thoughts.
Momdani. Sorry, I'm just let's talk about Eddington.
I want to talk about Eddington. Eddington. So I waited for the buzz to be done on Eddington. I was in kind of I didn't have time to go see it in theaters. I definitely wanted to. I had heard from people sympathetic to our side that they were like, "Oh, it's very milquetoast critique." Yeah. I'm a very big Ari Aster fan. I've liked pretty much everything he's done. Even those short films. If you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I liked that. But this movie was kind of like oh gosh, am I really gonna watch this? Because I realized after a while, I don't really want anybody's COVID movie in 2025. Like I was kind of like. Not anybody's, but I just mean most people. I'm like, I'm still not ready to talk about this like some relic of the past. Like it's really not. And you hear about people, the biggest cope from people who were wrong about COVID. When you bring it up, they go, "You're still on about that? You're still on about that?" It's like, dude, you're on about like shit from 1965. These other people, like this shit is so fresh. The wound is so fresh. It might have. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know if it started healing.
Yeah, none of our questions have been answered. No one's suffered any consequences whatsoever. There's still the shot, dude. The shot is fucking it's killing people, and it's just I thought it's just that's fine now. Like in the 70s, like the flu shot would kill like 40 kids, and they'd be like, "All right, shut it. We gotta take this one off the market." And now it's like you can like literally run like a population control. And everyone's just like, yeah, that's fine. And you can get it at Walgreens. It's so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Well, it's fucking like insane. And they're still giving, like in retarded states, they're still giving it to kids every year. Every year, dude. It's like
all the time.
You don't think moms are giving it to their kids?
I think they take pride in giving it to their kids. I think they go like they do. It's the Homer Simpson. Everybody is stupid except me.
Yeah.
Meme. And you're like, damn, this is it's a big thing to this day. Now, that being said, right, I was like, I bet after all that happened, I said, I bet I'll like this more than the people who told me it's bad because I like Ari Aster. That was my thought going into this movie. I hated it. I hated Eddington. Now, the first hour of it is like, oh, okay. Like they're naming names a little bit. They're kind of bringing real stuff. We'll get to like the stuff of it, but as what happens with this, Eddington is a movie about a guy getting red pilled, and then he's Bill Maher in a sense, taking his foot off the gas right when you get to the truth. And that's what's happening in Eddington right now. Is Ari Aster clearly spent his time in 2020 on the internet, like a lot of people did. And it's a movie about how the internet is making people crazy, man. And it's dividing, and it's making a small town, which I thought was a good premise. It makes a small town where everybody knows everybody and has a long history with everybody. But the small town carries the burden of like the huge world, where like that's what the internet does, is it unlocks the floodgates to that.
Very interesting.
I liked that aspect of it at the beginning. I said, okay, that's interesting. That sounds good. None of that really, like the result of all of that and where he goes with that, I think is just, it just reminds me of everybody that like you thought was your friend during COVID, because they were like, haven't the loony left? They've lost their mind. And then like, but the minute you start trying to actually get people to like expand on that and just go like, hey, this wasn't just like an error in somebody's judgment. Like this was an absolute assault on humanity. This was planned. I'm sorry. This was, I mean, all of these things in at least for what I said, for most people listening to this, the stuff that's framed as crazy in this movie is correct a lot of times. But
100%.
Now you have a chance.
Especially at the end.
Yeah, but you have a chance in terms of connotation and the way these characters are perceived to take what sounds crazy at the beginning and make that the truth at the end. But instead, it's like the movie ends up being the left is the left is just kind of like, they don't mean what they're saying. It's all just a bunch of Tumblr girls.
Yeah.
Like who are just like saying platitudes. They're not actually doing anything wrong. Whereas if you're the right wing rabbit holes you go down will make you cause murder, will make you murder people. And it's all because you can't get pussy.
Yeah.
That to me, I'm like, that is what the average Democrat thinks right now. So I'm like, you made this movie to be different. Now, that being said, no Democrat likes that movie. So it's like you lost, like you betrayed yourself over nothing, basically, right? The Dostoevsky quote is what Eddington is to me, and I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'd always wanted to watch it, and I heard a lot of people in our sphere like really shitting on it, and then some people kind of defending it, and it's very curious. And then I heard the Mark Andreessen review, which you know Mark Andreessen, right?
He unfollowed RC on Twitter, so I'm not.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Damn, I forgot he followed us too. That's crazy.
Then unfollowed, and I'm like, so you manually went in there and clicked the button?
Wonder what happened.
Something
it might have been It might have been automated. Might have been.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
He does is automated, but yeah. Still, well, then your model's fucked up, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, he was like, I liked it because it's like, it seems, for the exact opposite reason where you said, he's like, I like there's a movie at least honestly talking about some of this stuff that we went through that we're not allowed to talk about. And I was like, interesting. And I try to divorce my political takes from whether it's just a good movie, you know, a little bit. Which, you know, that's what everyone doing this movie, you know, it's like where I'm just kind of like, you know, yeah, even if I disagree with the end result or whatever, is it a good movie? I don't think I hate it as much as you. It's very disappointing.
It also doesn't make sense.
And it's
that's my problem.
And that's it's very disjointed. It's the plot sucks, and it's very it just seems kind of hobbled together. You don't believe the chimp out at the end. Like the chimp out at the end is just unbelievable. It's just kind of like, you know, it's just not really and it does, I kind of get it. I still think there's value in it. And again, I know Portland, like leftist libtards who watch, they either haven't seen this movie because people told them I watch, you know, the whole like Vice.com. I watched Eddington, so you don't have to, those articles and shit. Or people that watched it and they're like, oh man, Ari Aster's really he's really putting stuff right in your face, and he's really trying to like get you to see that.
By the way,
that,
nobody
you know,
saw this movie. It made $12.7 million on a
exactly.
$25 million budget. Nobody watched it.
But the thing is, they're all Ari Aster fans, and they all love.
He's great.
They all love Midsommar, and they all love Hereditary.
He's excellent.
And they all,
so do I. Beau is Afraid might be the best movie of the decade so far. I'm telling people and again, it's made. I think what he was saying in that movie is abundantly clear. And then in Eddington, he kind of like played the hits from Beau. From Beau is Afraid, the whole walking around with a gun, like because you're trapped in some paradox of your conspiracy mind and you don't know where the bullets are coming from. That's done way better in Beau is Afraid than it is because Beau is Afraid is a man with a mother complex, and it's it's very, very and it's about letting that kill you, and about you voluntarily letting that kill you. That's what you hate more than anything, is how you voluntarily opt into that world. It's not inescapable. However, you've welded the doors shut. Whereas Eddington is like, no, you went down here's what 2 rabbit holes get you. One turns into a cringe leftist, and one turns into an evil person who will always grift their way out of it. The market always bends their way. These guys always come out on top. You have the incel kid the kid who is basically turned into an incel because he gets rejected once, which again, that's probably rooted in some reality. But then he becomes Kyle Rittenhouse at the end, as though being Kyle Rittenhouse is the worst thing in the fucking world.
It's very dirtbag. Like
the blast radius of the two is what I didn't like. The blast radius,
it's all dirtbag, and it's all very, I don't know. At the end, it's all like this guy doesn't value life because he's very. I don't know. It's very online. There's definitely a lot of, and I laughed a lot in the beginning. Like, dude, the mask, like cover. Hey, that shit's not even on your nose.
It's great,
bars, dude. It's like great. Yeah, and I very I appreciate that stuff for sure. It just doesn't hit. Like I don't really want to see it again. It didn't offend me or anything. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm clutching my pearls. I'm just kind of like, this is dumb. And all the no spoiler alert, but all the things at the end that they were saying. Well, I have 2 thoughts on this. All the things at the end that they were saying that they were using as dialogue devices to make someone a crazy right winger are 100% true. First of all, it's like literally they're talking about like 9/11, Building 7, and like that the original mRNA vaccine trials killed a bunch of animals. I got news for you. Like, you know what I mean?
The Beagles, homie. The Beagles.
I got news. Yeah, I got news for you. Like, and so it's part of that thing which I absolutely detest. And this is literally our whole podcast from the start, I feel, and like our whole project is like, these people put you into this, like, you're an insane right winger for having any questions about this stuff. And that's ultimately what he landed on. Right?
That's what I'm saying.
And
knowing everything that happened, like he's not some guy he's not some guy that got dropped into that world.
Like, what's your take? Are you saying the vax is good and 2025? That's your take? It's like so, and it's very, and again, I know I'm letting my feelings get in. Again, I'm,
but it is that movie. No.
It is.
It is that. It is a on the nose political commentary that he's doing. So you do have to view this movie in that way. I get what you're saying for other movies where it's like, okay, actually what's happening here is a couple times removed from what I think. No, this is what we're all supposed to be going through in March of 2020. Now, it is a lockdown movie. It's a lockdown movie. Yeah. It's not a vax movie till the end when everybody's doing right-wing grifts, because that's what this all was about anyways, was right-wing grifters. They all come out on top. None of them are all of them are all they took one
but
loss.
BLM wasn't a grift at all.
None of that's a grift.
It's crazy. It's like literally
it's so mom wild. Is correct about everything. Emma Stone's mother's correct about everything.
Yep.
And that was another thing a problem I had was with that family. So what is Emma Stone's character?
Yeah, she's I don't know. What's
weird? You explain Emma Stone's character to me in like 3 sentences. I don't think anybody can.
It's so disjointed. It didn't. Yeah, it's not believable. First of all, I thought it was like his daughter at first, and then they start making out, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was like for 5 minutes. I was like,
that would be Ari Aster would get down like that.
I was like, wait, is this like an abuse movie? And then it is a child abuse movie in a weird way. Yeah, very. And then there's this weird like child abuse evangelist guy that she ends up getting with, which
But he's like MK Ultra. You can
yeah,
tell
which
he's
is
like
very
clearly an MK Ultra.
I don't think,
victim
and
guy.
that's kind of
Yeah.
like there's not really like that's not like a that's never happened. I don't think that's not like a real
Yeah.
guy, you know. Like all the
That's
other
what I mean.
characters are kind
Yeah.
of real, but those ones aren't, and it's very I mean, I think Joaquin Phoenix was great, dude. I think he was like
Mhm.
carrying the load for sure.
Yeah.
And
For sure.
but yeah, I don't know. It's very
He looks sick too. I love that look on him. The
yeah,
Joaquin
it
Phoenix
does.
like sheriff look is sick
Yeah.
with the hair and the glasses and the gray going on.
It's
I
great.
loved it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I got Ari asked, okay, there was this guy I knew during COVID who was kind of friends of friends, very charming dude. He was from Europe. And cool guy, you know, all things considered, and like, you know, very, you know, like I had no problems with him whatsoever. And but it was part of this, it was a group that I left behind during the COVID era when they, yeah, I've told this story before where like people thought you were racist for saying that came from a lab, but just like that type of retardation, right?
Yeah.
From people that I thought were a little more conspiratorial and based than they
Yep.
were. And it turns out they weren't, you know, and it's very, and
They got a compressor put on him, a limiter. Yeah.
and I remember like chimping out, yeah, and where with this guy, and I knew he agreed because I knew he refused the vax, and he was like a school teacher, or like a substitute or something, and it was like a political thing for him, where he's like, "Yo, I thought we were." He was literally like, "I thought we had bodily autonomy. Like, what happened to that?" And I'd be like chimping out like in the group, and it'd be like, "Yeah, what the fuck are we doing?" And he kind of look at me, and he'd be like wide eyed. He'd be like, "Yo, chill," you know, like give me those eyes, you know,
Oh,
where
I
it's like
hate
you
that.
know you fucking agree, but he's too much of a fucking pussy to
Social risk.
yes,
The
exactly.
social risk guy. Uh-huh.
And I remember immediately it's like, again, I got nothing against this dude and I think he's cool, but also fuck that dude. You know, it's just like one of those things. That's like Ari Aster to me. Like when I watch this, he's like the guy being like, yo, chill, you know, and like he knows better. He knows better, you know, he knows better. And
Yes.
again, if you make a movie like that, you are still ideologically possessed. And it's kind of a faux based. It's faux based, you know, and it's very
Well, exactly. And
yeah.
here
And it's the thing is like if you know all those things, if you know all the lingo and you know all the internet slang and you know it's retarded, yet you still fall
right.
a line in that way, you know, it's like what I don't get that. I don't really get that. I'm just not wired that way, you know. And it's very I don't know. It's very interesting.
And Emma Stone's character, I guess, is what is really the like the part of the movie. There's a couple things even during, like I said, the first 45 minutes to an hour of it are kind of like okay, you know. Even my wife was like, "Wait, I thought you were saying this might be like bad."
Yeah.
So at the end of the movie, she was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
I'm
glad she watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we watched it together. I was like, hey, I wanna watch this movie. And so, but Emma Stone's character, it's like she's like kind of red pilled, kind of not. She makes dolls on Etsy that are fucking scary. That's very Ari Aster, like the dolls.
She's just like she's like a schizo. She like can't hang with the attention. She doesn't want the smoke. You know, she's kind of based, but she's just wants to, you know, she doesn't want any attention from that. That's like the plot. That's her role that's what creates. That's the engine that drives the plot for this.
Where
is that this guy wants to be the mayor and she's freaking out because, and you know, he did like lie about he used her like
the Me Too thing was awful.
for political fodder.
Hated the Me Too arc. Hated the Me Too. It didn't even make sense. But the problem is like but then her mom, Emma Stone's mom, is a like based, in my opinion. Like I was watching, I was like, this lady's cool. And I'm not even.
No, there's that part you and I were talking where she's like. She pulls up the article. She's like, "Read it right now in front of me." And I'm like, "That's so me." Yeah, that's so me, dude. Where I'm like, "No, I need you to read this right now."
And like she brings up Event 201, but it's all a silly little joke. Like where
another real thing.
Where Ari Aster is again. He's the guy. I mean, I can only project this onto him. This is the movie you decided to make about COVID. I can only assume this is the way you think. I'm sorry, like, but he's like basically saying like, oh, mom's crazy. Like where almost no two red pills are the same. You have the victim Emma Stone versus the perpetrator of the mom. Like it kind of reminds.
You know what it reminds me of when remember during COVID the fish tank cleaner Trump and that couple in Arizona, that weird like hick couple in Arizona where the husband died, right? And it was really,
yeah.
and the conspiratorial wife was like, freaking out about the fish tank cleaner. People, and that's hydroxychloroquine is what that is,
Yes.
and people will think like literally it'll be like a Harvard scientist that'll be, not even he's probably voted Democrat his whole life. And he's like, hey, we should check out hydroxychloroquine. And then the leftist people have to twist it into like a chain smoking MAGA ant living in some weird red state like Arizona or New Mexico, which
New Mexico,
with like a cigarette vocal fry. Being like, oh, I heard about hydroxychloroquine, and it's you have to create this caricature of a person, for a real fucking thing like hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, which work against COVID, which is great, which is like so. It's another thing. Like again, they didn't want anyone. They wanted people to die from the virus. They didn't want the cure because they shit on the cure, And the cure they offered actually hurt people and didn't fucking work. And again, so it's
again, this is the lockdown. This is the lockdown. The movie is the.
I'm glad we watched it because this is 100%. This is literally 2021 RC. It's literally just everything brought up all this stuff again.
And I don't know. And I guess I realized the wound was still a little fresh. Like it felt like I had a little scar tissue that I wish I saw. Just like it was just a little. It was just a little like. It was a little like, okay, I don't want to. First off, I don't want to hear about it from somebody who's going to make. I won't say he made the left the hero in the movie. He exonerated them all. So there's a part of the movie where, you kind of don't know where it's going to go. You hit your little cursor on whatever streaming service you're watching on. You're like, there's an hour and 15 minutes left in this movie. Like where it feels like a lot of stuff's come to a head. You have the Me Too thing where Joaquin Phoenix's the sheriff character can't really have sex with his wife again. Right-wing guys are only that way because they don't get pussy, but also getting pussy is bad for men. Sexuality in men is bad, but men that can't get pussy are the worst things of all time. I love that dichotomy of the modern. That's totally a based in red pill director thing to do for sure. But but she did we think she did have sex. She was young. She was underage. She had sex with Pedro Pascal, the mayor. Again, that's another reason, red flag. If you see Pedro Pascal in a movie, it's not based. Like even if it starts out crazy.
I know, and I wanted them to make him like gayer than he was too, and they kind of
killing him is the best thing that could happen to that character.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's very
when they killed him, that let him off the hook for everything.
Yeah,
that was like, well, look, he's not as insane as the crazy right-wing guy. Like they killing him was like, okay, there's probably a bunch of people that were like, oh, I hate that guy. Fuck yeah, libtards. But for the most part, you're like, no, that's not what you wanted him to get his like judgment day in an actual everybody just realizing what a fucking idiot he is, and like just what a small town Gavin Newsom that he is. Like he's still out. They try to make him this Gavin Newsom where he's doing the French Laundry thing and like telling his son not to go party and all of this because of the optics. It's not really. Like the whole movie's kind of saying it's never about the virus. I also hate that as well, right? It's not about the virus. It's not about the virus. It's about these human relations that are happening and how COVID was just the conduit for all of these human relations coming to a head. All of this stuff. It's like, well, actually, it is about the virus. It still is. I hate to break it to you, and I know there's people that
made it about the virus. You made it about
exactly. There's a lot of people out here that say, "Well, the virus actually isn't real." Like there's a lot of people that do that. It doesn't matter. The response was, like the response was real. Like the fact that there were people in my own family that couldn't even couldn't even let me say bye to my dying grandma who was dying, was inches away from dying, minutes away from dying, and I was on my way, and I'm like, without me looking like a lunatic, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not trying to make it about me. It was really about a relationship that was.
It was about you. It was.
I just mean like when people go like, it's not really about the virus. It's really the virus acted as a thing. No, it was about the virus. You shut down the fucking world. Over this thing where is the joke in this movie, by the way, that Joaquin Phoenix has COVID the whole time, or not the whole time, but like halfway through the movie, and he's just,
that's the thing. They make it like he's still accepting the premise that it's the worst fucking thing in the world to get COVID.
But
which
also
is
he's doing his day-to-day life all the time.
exactly.
And he's like a super spreader, but also like he has
Doesn't
that
fucking
one
matter,
time where it's that first night, which was an apt view of when I had whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of how it was. I was just like sitting in my bed, like sweating. Like that is what it was, like that first night for me. And he's doing that. But after that, his mind, it acts as a mind virus, which I'm sorry, he's not the one with the mind virus in 2020 and 2021. I'm sorry. We all know who else got it.
Well, and it's very, ew, why do you care so much?
That's
vibe.
I know.
Why do you care? Why do you care about this? And it's very like, it's like you're literally lighting fucking trash cans on fire in the street. Like, but you're telling me, why do I care so much? You know, it's like, dude, it's like, it's psychopathic, you know. It's very and again, the world didn't go back to normal. It's like we're still living in this, every fucking psyop is still downstream of that.
And that's probably what the end of the movie,
all the same people believe that shit, believe the exact same stuff, except maybe 5-10% that woke up, which I commend them, you know.
The number got bigger. The number got bigger for
like
sure.
The Brett Weinsteins and the fucking, you know, Pierre, like those types, you know, like Pierre Corys or whatever, who are like forever changed, right? And you know, everything's the same. They all still believe the same shit. They all still are in the same algorithms. They all, you know, and you
can tell people are protecting their place in the world despite knowing the truth, which that's not really shown at all in this. Like I'm sorry, like a redder arc for the Pedro Pascal character is him knowing that the virus is horse shit and still operating on the same pretenses that it's the worst thing in the world for his place in the world. Like killing it. The minute he died, I was like, I hope this is a fever dream of Joaquin Phoenix. I was like, I hope it is. And they kill him. They kill the son over there, who, you know, it's ridiculous. Like, and then all of a sudden, you know, then it turns into like a straight up Netflix series after that, like where it's like, actually the Native American guy knows the truth. Like, oh, get the fuck out. Like, I'm not saying that can't happen. I just mean, like, I thought we were kind of like making a commentary about this new era of society kind of sucks. And this was one of the reasons but he goes into everything. And I know you like this character. I didn't hate this character, but it was such a safe based thing in a movie that I could tell was trying to be based.
The black dude,
I
love the black dude.
Great character. no, great character, but it's just like,
I love it, dude. The target practice listening to like crypto podcasts and shit. And he's got the Bitcoin background on his Android phone.
But you know, he couldn't be white. They couldn't make him white.
They needed
like
foil.
Because the idea of it was there. And I know there's people there is a subsect of a lot of black people that don't really like the Floyd riots, the BLM. I've definitely met them. But they do this thing where it's actually it's woke white women that are doing the BLM stuff. And I'm like, okay, they're part of it. They're a huge part of it. In fact, a lot of times they're the ones who are, you know, have the loud platforms, put money behind it, do a lot of these things. But there's also a lot of tribalism that happened with BLM, where even if a lot of
kneeling, a lot of kissing shoes, and
or even just black people, there's some black guys knowing well, I can't team up with the white guys on this. We've all seen that before. So what I mean is
then you have to become a black Republican, like Matt McCusker says.
Right.
You have to, you know, it's like that's a far bridge for a lot of people
the guy's ex-girlfriend, the guy's ex, this is all about not getting pussy, right? I hated that aspect of the movie so much. And you know, anybody who hates us might go, of course you hated that. But
it's interesting. It is interesting that leftist pretending to be social justice warrior during COVID doesn't get pussy, becomes a right winger. I feel like that's not actually the order of operations in real life, how that happens, you know?
Look at Kyle Kalinske.
And first of all,
Kalinske, dude.
First of all, you go right wing, and then you get a beautiful wife and a house and a family. Oh, the horror! You know, that's the funny thing. I know it's like a grifter thing, but still, that's a funny aspect of it too.
Well, and also you have guys like Kyle Kalinske who just are literally just went further libtard.
Oh, really? I didn't follow any of that. I don't know.
Kyle Kalinske?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you meant Kyle Rittenhouse. I was like,
no,
I was like, first day, I was like, oh,
they
did
go
he? I was like,
further. They, I was gonna say you follow this.
yeah,
Trust me.
dude,
Yeah,
dude,
no,
Kyle
yeah.
Kalinske, dude, Kyle
Like,
Kalinske is like, I mean, he's legit, like, he's insane. Like, he's legit. I mean, what the fuck is going on with that? I mean, it's like he's not even a real person. Like, what is that?
yeah,
Dude?
yeah. The
Yeah, it's
unlit
very,
cigar videos, like
dude.
what I mean is like,
Dude, and Crystal Ball. It's just so funny to me because, like, I was never invested in
yeah,
any of that scene, but I did listen to, like, some breaking points and some Crystal, Crystal and Sagar shit and stuff, and then now it's just like this is what it is. Like, you're worried about, like, the government shutdown as like a 38-year-old YouTuber. It's just so gay, dude. It's like, what?
yeah.
It's like I just can't even fathom what the fuck is
Yeah,
happening. Yeah,
and there's just all sorts of like, again, you see Pedro Pascal and you're just like, this is gonna turn it like I doubt Pedro Pascal signs on for a movie where like he gets like red pilled into like being,
yeah.
or is seen as the ultimate villain as a Democrat governor. Like, I doubt he's gonna sign on
Did you
for
see
that.
that? Did you see that quote? Who's the actor? The, like, hey, I'm the Italian guy, like the pilot in the new Star Wars. That guy,
Oscar
the
Isaac.
Oscar Isaac. Did you see that quote from him about Disney?
Oh, about Disney. So like, yeah,
He's
yes,
like, I would do more Disney movies if you guys weren't heckin' fascists. And it's like, imagine being like Disney being too fascist for you.
well, and it's because
like,
of Jimmy Kimmel.
oh my god, yeah, really? Jesus,
I think that's
Christ.
why. Like, I'm pretty
Wow.
sure that's why he was saying it. I could be wrong. I'm not in the fucking Oscar Isaac.
Disney's not 2025. Disney's not woke enough for me.
Yeah, which is whatever. By the way, I will say the new Frankenstein's pretty sick.
I need to watch
that he's
that.
in. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Pretty sick. I don't love it as much as everybody else does, but I thought it was good. Very, very good Netflix at home. Should have been a half hour shorter Netflix movie, basically. Many such cases. But with Eddington, there's also this looming threat of AI data centers, which we don't get anything from that. There's nothing on it, but it's ambiguous enough for leftists to say they're right about them. So,
well, I think it acts as like a, and I know we talked about, but for me it acts as like a left liberal divide, where it's like a way to point to be like, oh, actually this cool mayor who's saying all the right things and he's cool and he's on our team. Actually, he's a fake and he's a data center guy. And it's this kind of, because they're always saying like, how dare you call us liberal? We're leftist. And, from like, argument, at some point you're like, the Pam Beasley, these two pictures are the same, like, what's the difference? They're the same picture kind of thing, for everything that fucking matters, And so I think that's like a way to give them an out. Like, oh yeah, you think he's cool, but he's the data center guy. And I think that's what that is.
No, and I agree, because at the beginning you have the Mexican restaurant lady talking about like, and she's a little bit more of like the open the restaurants, and at the beginning it's showing like, look what happened to small businesses, like they are forced to think this way because
also, dude, the homeless angle too, the homeless guy, that sets it all off, dude.
I liked that. That at the beginning I was like, wait, okay, like
I love that where it's, and again, spoiler alert, but they call on the sheriff to get rid of the homeless guy. Guess they're too scared to do anything themselves, and he's just making a mess in the bar and everything. And so he does, and then they record it, and then they use that as like an example of police violence. So it's very hypocritical. Like,
that part is great.
I'm a fool to do your dirty work, kind of thing.
Exactly. That part is great. And but the AI data center thing. It just reminded me of anytime you catch somebody in a corner about an issue that is right in front of you. Right. Yes, every issue. Any issue I present to you, you can say, well, it's actually boom, 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 hit the minus magnifying glass a million times and it's zoomed out to the point, and you can make it about an issue that like you can't do anything about. And they go, so anyways, I'm right. People do that a lot of times about when they get caught in a corner about something. Well, the real thing is so-and-so. And you're just like, well, what about this situation right here? What about this one thing where there is a correct answer? And like, that's why I hated about the data center aspect of the movie, because that's inherently true. There's a lot of stuff about it where you're like, there's like a lot of like crazy AI overreach and stuff that's happening right now. I'm not a fan of it, but it's here. But however, this movie, the issue at hand was, could I keep my business open?
Yeah.
The business that I pay taxes on, the business that I do all this stuff in a small town like that, a very vital part of a small town. Like that's the problem right now. That's the problem that I can control. That's the problem, or at least get a fair fight in, at least for the most part. But then when at the end you just see that last shot of it is just the data center, and you're just like, well, anyways, this is what everybody missed. Anyways, it was actually all about this.
It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit.
It was so whack. It was so here's the thing, dude. Like, I actually agree. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. I'm right about this. Why don't you admit that? Then we'll go take care of the data center.
Yeah.
And they can never do that. They can never do that. It's like, hey, no, you're right. It's like climate change, right? Or any of this stuff. If it's your biggest issue, don't worry about this little one you and I have. And
again, the whole back half of the movie is literally about Soros-funded private jet,
what is
fucking
that,
Antifa shit, and it's like, what is?
But they never quite go there.
I know, exactly.
They don't show anybody getting money.
Yeah,
they don't show any DAs. They don't show any of that. It's just people on like planes, like shadowy people on planes.
Yeah,
and then just gunfire everywhere. And you're just like, okay, why can't that be a plot point where Pedro Pascal's paid off by some of those people?
Yeah. Exactly.
Why can't? No, we can't. Oh, okay, we can't do that. There's no precedent for that.
Yeah,
you didn't hear about that in your 2020 group chat, Ari?
Yeah.
Like what I mean is like, so you can't have any of that in there. And again, I don't like getting this worked up about this kind of movie, but this is a movie meant to do that. So I took the bait, fell for it again award, of course. But the other thing that I didn't. Oh gosh, there was one other big thing I didn't like about it. That was bothering me. I mean, the whole last part of it is just mindless slop, like just total exoneration of everything. The George Floyd aspect of it. Now, they brought up George Floyd by name in the movie, which I found interesting. I actually think it would work a lot better if they made a fake character,
or just didn't say a name.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, just like this happened here, like it would have worked a lot better because I think you could have actually got to the truth about it a little bit more. Now, what is the truth? Whatever. Some people might have different stuff about this, but there's this really fake scene of Joaquin Phoenix and his deputies watching the cities burn in Minnesota, and they're going, "What was he even being detained for?"
And
I'm just like, that was readily available information.
Yeah, the cops wouldn't be saying that.
Exactly. Cops are not in a small town in New Mexico are not like going like, what?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it just none of this stuff matched the characters that they were saying. And I think, like I said,
I do like them going to Michael. They're like, "You good, bro? Just want to make sure you're good." And his face like,
I like that. Like again, it's and then I hate that Joaquin Phoenix frames him for the murder.
Yeah, I know.
This is what you get, black conservatives.
Yeah.
This is what you get for teaming up with the white man.
Yeah.
I hated that. I hated all. To me, I just like, why do people like this movie? Like, if you're part of our thing, leave a Spotify comment, any of that shit. Why do you like this movie? Like, because you can't say it's the plot. The plot's it's easily the worst plot of an Ari Aster movie, without question.
Yeah.
So you can't say that. I just mean, to me, it's like, are you like? I'm not trying to. I don't like the reductive part of, if you like this movie, you are a libtard, or if you. I hate that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if you thought it was sad, I'm just like, give me the take on why is it good? I don't know. I like, truly, to me, and I'll say this right now, this might make even more people mad that were on my side for this. One battle after another is better than this movie.
Word. Yeah.
And that movie is way more of a father-daughter movie with a good plot. And yes, it's definitely leftist, like, Antifa stuff. It's all in there. I'm not going to defend that or anything. I just think that's just a better movie than this. This movie is just like that. It's got just that, well, can't do anything anyways. Well, that was the world. Isn't the internet crazy? We know that. We know that. What do you think happened, Ari? What do you think actually happened? Like, to me, the Soros money after you kill the fucking Pedro Pascal guy, I mean, to me, even then, like, what if you framed, like, what if Joaquin Phoenix didn't kill him? Like, that would be a better plot point if he didn't kill him and there was actually the Soros dark money thing framed him. Like that would be a lot better of a plot point. And then it's about Joaquin Phoenix exonerating himself. But it goes into too much surrealist psychedelia. Whereas where to me in like movies like Beau is Afraid, Hereditary, his other movies, that welcomes that type of expansion. This movie's about the truth.
The whole, like in Midsummer, you have the murder-suicide pact.
Yeah, sure.
In Hereditary, you have like the mom, and like those are all shocking. Those are like shock values at work. And when Pedro Pascal like shoots the homeless guy, shoots the kid, and Pedro Pascal, it's just doesn't. Yeah, it's very. It's not like whoa. It's just like
it's not earned. They don't earn any of it.
Yeah, it's just like because he doesn't. They set him up. They don't set him up to be a crazy guy. They set him up to be, you know what I mean? They don't set him up to be like a chimp out guy at all. I mean, he's like.
You mean Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes, yeah.
Well, guess what? Guess who does think he's set up to be that way? A libtard.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. This movie's made for libtards. I'm sorry. Yeah. Like I'm just like they go because liberals. Yeah. They don't know that they don't see. I think everybody could agree with this. They can't see inherent violent nature in any human being. They can only see that they support one thing and therefore are capable of the next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like whenever somebody like something happens and you ask like a liberal, like MSNBC boomer person, like you'll be like, hey, did you hear about that? They go, yeah, well, that guy's a Trumper.
Yeah. And that's why they support, that's why they're so down with assassinations and shit, because they literally think they're under this illusion that they're
righting a wrong, constantly righting a wrong,
and that they're under massive threat on every day. That if they live in, if you live in a $2 million house and have a yard sign, that everyone wants to murder you or something, which has never fucking happened, and it's it's literally it just doesn't happen, and and it's very it is an exoneration movie for sure. It's
that's not what we needed right now. Is all,
and
I'm
it's
saying.
very and it's I can't. It's again, I'm not like evangelist against it or whatever, like holding up a cardboard sign, but I'm like, I don't really need to watch it again. Yeah, it's not, and again, the first half I laughed a lot. The first half, there's a lot of parts where I'm like, damn, it's crazy. And I mean, if anything, if there's any value in it, it could be that maybe it makes libtards that see it realize how fucking retarded they were. Just even if it exonerates the other side, maybe that's the poison pill that they have to be handheld through the other side of that on the back half. But just maybe that it just can show them how stupid all that was, and that's being charitable. But,
so here's my rebuttal to that is that you look at who is doing what in this movie. You have a 22-year-old college girl who's bouncing around between ex-boyfriends with different ideologies and stuff. The guys are lying to get pussy. Again, these are things that happen. Like, guys, this is not like fake. I'm not. I think it's a fine premise. Where it goes is you're seeing like the communist protester person. That's seen as a phase.
Yeah,
that's seen as a well, she'll grow out of it and she'll grow up to just be a decent fucking person out of it, even though she's not even doing anything inherently wrong now. She's just a little wild and crazy, you know. Whereas if you are right-leaning in any way, or if you even just didn't like masks or vaccines, this is the path. You have 4 different rabbit holes you could go down. You can go down the Joaquin Phoenix rabbit hole of just like where he's just kind of like open up everything, open up this. I gotta take my city down, and then he commits violence. Or you can be like the incel grifting Kyle Rittenhouse kid who, just because he didn't get pussy once, adopts a political ideology. He was kind of apolitical at the time, didn't really care, and then got into that. That's the other one. Or you can do the Austin Butler thing, who is the again, I still don't know what that was. The whole like the nanoparticles of the vaccine, like that guy, the Emma Stone that Emma Stone falls for, and then she's pregnant at the end of the movie. Like those are like, that's what happens if you lean right versus if you lean left. You'll just be this communist agitator person for a couple of years until you get out of college, and then eventually be a libtard, which is true. By the way, it's just this kind of like, it's the blast radius. I talk about the movie Gone Girl in terms of blast radius. When a man's mad and when a man scored, this happens. When a woman scored, you can't grow crops in the ground anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they're saying that about right wingers versus left wingers in that.
And they think it's so convenient to have like, oh, this guy became a grifter, when more often what happened is like a guy that voted for Obama in college lost a job because he didn't want to take a vaccine, and now he's like, now he voted for Trump or something, and also he struggled a lot, and he's still poor.
And you
that's
pushed
like
him that way. You pushed him there. If you didn't want him there, keep him on staff.
Yeah,
like that. I've always hated that idea. Like I mean, hey,
you can't. But I don't think they realize how fucking insane it was to fuck with people's livelihoods and be ability to put food on the table.
Like, I see it every day with that Riley Gaines girl, man. And I'm not, like, look, there are elements of a grift happening. She made a business out of it. That's called a grift to people. It's like when you make a business and a brand out of what happened to you. And I'm sorry, that's not wrong to me, because like there are women who like straight up will write books forever about a thing that happened to them. Let's just say that much, like that. And then nobody cares. Like nobody cares, but nobody gets mad about that. That's living a truth. Versus,
I think there's like a line that like Riley Gaines clearly hasn't crossed any lines, and she's also doing
right, and she's correct,
and she's right, and she's doing good work. Versus, I don't know. I'm trying to even think of like a, it's just so crazy. Like I'm trying to think of a bad. Grift has become such a poison. It's such a crazy. They call like Brett Weinstein a grifter because he got fired from his college job he's been at that he didn't want to get fired from.
What's he supposed to do?
30 years. I know. It's like, he reads like tallow balm ads on his podcast now. What a shame. What a shame that is. It's like, bro, you took away his ability. That's the insidious thing. They take away your ability to feed yourself. And then you literally have no moves on the chessboard that are going to be okay with them. And it's seriously, this is why people think they're psychotic, because it's just it fits the bill. It's like, what?
And that's why they shouldn't be exonerated. Like that's my problem with them. It's like we all know. We all know what the problem is. Why did you make it this big brain thing that ends up exonerating them? So like to me, and
the other thing is like left wing crazy during COVID. Everyone gets shot up with this crazy experimental tech, which hurt some people, killed some people, and at the very least didn't do shit.
Right.
The right wing crazy is you don't take that.
Yeah.
And it's very the right wing crazy is like, leave me alone. I'll be crazy. I'll go on crazy websites and
I'll make
crazy
some
blogs,
bread.
but leave me.
Yeah. Me and my force breeding trad wife will
so it's like, which is worse? Which is worse? At the end of the fucking day, it's
I wanted them to take that girl when they did the montage of where everybody's at now, when Joaquin Phoenix is paralyzed or whatever after getting stabbed in the head.
Yeah.
By a thing, but then where they show who's doing what and everything, I actually thought a good way to kind of balance the scale a little bit would be a side plot that happens throughout the movie. It only comes in every so often, but Emma Stone selling one of those weird dolls to that communist girl, the communist agitator girl. And she's kind of already like kind of getting done with that whole thing, maybe gets a new boyfriend or something, and she becomes like a more trad wife influencer, but like without that stink on it, like, oh, this woman wants to have babies now. Like it's just like I would have liked to have seen her have some kind of, because after a while she just realizes, wait, there was violence. I don't want violence. And it's like, that's not true. They want violence. They celebrate it. Like that's literally not true. When they're political enemies, or I know it's not their political enemy, that governor was not it, but like they want like war when these things happen. Like they are the ones that want to do this. Like, I'm sorry, you see it. And it would have been nice to have her like kind of red pill throughout the movie again, like just
show organically what would happen. Some arcs,
woman, what happens to women.
Some arcs of people, exactly,
where they go, actually, I'm not,
What if it ended like woman couldn't get pregnant because she got the vaccine? She got too many of the vaccines.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that have been? Again, this movie doesn't get made. I get it. I get that you can't do certain things, but at the end of the day, like I was just like, this is such a cop out. But by the way, speaking of Riley Gaines, since you brought it up, I see that she's kind of met, even from like our side, like sometimes it's kind of met as like this woman, why doesn't she just? And I was just thinking about it, like I was like the big dunk like that happens to her from the libs whenever she brings up a trans swimmer is not that like trans swimmers are good. They don't ever defend that.
No,
that the trans they say you came in 5th place.
5th place in the NCAA country finals.
Right.
Like the 5th best swimmer in the
Also, if
fucking
she
world.
won,
Yeah.
would she be right? If she
Exact-
won and had the same take, would she be right? Because their idea is
dude.
that she's only saying that because she lost.
And it's funny because like they just don't understand sports, because it's like they're like, sports don't matter. It's okay if trans people are in them. And also, you came in 5th place. It's very incoherent.
Was
Shocker.
Colin Kaepernick ever the 5th
Shocker.
best quarterback in
Yeah, exactly.
football ever, by the way?
It's like,
'Cause if that
Colin,
matters,
you
if
lost the
that
Super
matters-
Bowl. Colin, you lost the Super Bowl, so your taste.
People did use that. Like,
Yeah.
people did use that. People
Yeah,
did
yeah.
say, like, this is a bad quarterback or whatever. And I always thought he
Yeah.
was pretty mid. Like, I always thought he was
Yeah.
like a mid quarterback in a good situation. Where
Once they watched some film on him, they figured him out.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's
It
what
was a fad.
yeah.
It was a fad
Yeah. Once they
quarterback.
watched
It
some
was,
film, yeah.
like Tebow mania, Kaepernick. It was just one of those things where there was a shelf life to it. And I'm saying this wearing full UNR gear right now, but like it was kind of this like
I always
like,
forget that he went there. Yeah,
dude, he is like still the king, dude. Still the king out there. Like, but he, anyways, what I mean is like the 5th place thing, like you're 5th place, whatever. And I'm like, dude, is she wrong or right? And people will say, well, she's wrong. It doesn't matter. Trans women are women. It's like, well, okay, you don't see FTMs playing men's sports.
Yeah.
Which would be a disaster.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with the Riley Gaines. It's like literally this whole thing started because Leah Thomas, the 300th best male swimmer, became the top 5 in under a season.
It's like Leah Thomas, if we being honest. That's a Kendrick Lamar lyric. That's still my favorite Kendrick Lamar lyric that I made up in my head.
Yeah.
If we being honest, I'll fuck Leah Thomas. With the inner
quiet
monologue.
voice.
Exactly. Kendrick, if we're being honest, we should fuck Leah Thomas.
It's like his aunt whispering in his ear.
His the MTF aunt. Oh,
dude,
God.
It's so fucking nuts. And it's so funny because it's like all that stuff. My take on all that stuff is like, first of all, they way oversold it, obviously. Even if you're just being, if I'm being honest, they way oversold it. And they, just the whole, like, they say the whole thing is like, it's a culture war thing, not that big a deal, small percentage of people. And it's kind of like, no, that's the point, that it's such a small fucking percentage of people. And this is such a big deal. And that it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And it's like, again, I'm not focusing on that. I'm not like, that's not my thing. I'm not focusing on 100%. I kind of get why some people do. Like, I don't.
If you're in
them.
women's sports, I 100% understand why that's your number one thing.
J.K. Rowling's 100% proven correct. Everyone knows it, including all the actors on the movies. They all know she's right, even though they're too scared to say it. And the whole Emma Watson thing happened and all that. It's fucking insane, dude. It's like, and again, this is what I tell liberals is just like TDS people. I'm like, this is what your worst nightmare came true because of this. Like, I'm just saying, from your perspective, Trump won because of this. Like, you know that, right? And they're like, yeah, kind of. They kind of like admit it sheepishly, but it's like, even if you hate this dude and everything that, or JD Vance or whatever, everything they represent, it's like, okay, post on Facebook, Leah Thomas shouldn't be allowed to compete. And they won't. Like, they can't do it.
Nothing's more exciting to me than Leah Thomas holding up the gold medal. But I think politically, we should put it back in the back burner.
No, 100%.
I'm the number one.
We need the Leah Thomas
trans woman swimmer supporter. However,
we need the Leah Thomas poly market odds, dude. We need the poly gold market.
Dude, the swimmers are crazy too, because like women swimmers already get those like crazy dude like obliques. So when it like is an actual dude, you're like, fuck, man. Like it's like you get that Michael Phelps look to you. It's like, it's nuts.
Dude, what's his real name? I'm sorry to just fucking saying this.
Gotta be Leonard.
First of all, like literally more, even as a MTF, more Chad than you and I. Like taller, more jacked. Dude, it's like crazy.
Dude, it's William Thomas. It's William Thomas.
Damn. I love the name choices too. I'm sorry, I know that I'm not far from the first. Come on, man. It's like,
very cosmic when you're doing the least cosmic thing of all time.
Yeah. And I also find, and this is nothing new, but from like, let's say arbitrarily 2017 to 2023, that gap, that stretch of time, the reason they celebrate a guy like Charlie Kirk getting murdered is because precisely he's like, nah, fuck Leah Thomas. It's like that's the reason. Like that's the fascism that they're talking about. Is like being because of you're not pro Leah Thomas in NCAA. And that's and they'll never admit it now. They'll say it's because of other stuff, but that literally was why.
They'll say that you focused on Leah Thomas. It was really about a bigger issue. It's like, no, you guys, you were asked
Eddington.
a question.
It's Eddington.
Yeah, exactly. You were asked a question. That's my problem with the movie. Is like, no, I asked you a question. What's your opinion on it? And the Eddington's doing this. Look around the room. What kind of room am I in? Okay, probably some libtards in here. I don't want to offend anybody. It's really this big data center.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what I mean? Like, and then everybody just goes, okay. You know, and it doesn't offend anybody. And guess what? Ari Aster, like I said, at the end of the day, offended people. He offended leftists. If you go on Letterboxd and look at the reviews of Eddington, people are straight up saying that Ari Aster is like right-wing grifting and like doing all of this stuff. So the problem is with that, and I remember you were telling, I had watched it before you, and you were like, wait, but people are like saying, you know, left. The first fucking scene of the movie is him telling a indigenous sheriff to pull his mask up over his nose. The Letterboxd review was made at that point. I'm just letting you know. And so and this is kind of like right now where like Jon Stewart, right, who is a Democrat. That is what he is. Jon Stewart is a Democrat. He pops out every does he have a show or something? I don't know. He just pops out every once in a while. There's like a new Jon Stewart clip that comes out. And he says, he had this one clip where he says, my MAGA uncle, you know, people get mad because they're like, why did you platform this guy? And he's like, you know, I still go to Thanksgiving with my MAGA uncle, man. You would hate the stuff he says, but that's my uncle. And people freak out about that. They're like, this is why we lost. And I'm like, you realize like Jon Stewart otherwise believes like white people are like inherently evil. Yeah. Like he believes in all of that stuff. He straight up will have a thing called like, white guys, what the freak are we doing? Like, that's what he does. And what I mean is it's never enough for them. Like
it's very, it's written. Very, and again, the Jon Stewart COVID Wuhan lab leak is not lost on me either. I know it's not on you that he was the guy to allow that to be a okay take on Colbert.
That's true.
And it's fucking hate all that shit. It's so, oh my God, man. I mean, people got fired from like professorships for saying that, dude. It is crazy. It is absolutely insane. Yeah. It is. Yeah, it is. It's a sore spot for sure. So, I mean, I don't even need the real COVID movie. I just realized that's what I learned from all this. I don't even want to it's not even that I don't want to talk about it because I do want to talk about it. But this whole treating it like it's like a Civil War movie or something, or like this Selma style movie or something, like this kind of like, it's nobody around's alive anymore. Like, no, we are all here. Like we're all here. Everybody. I mean, unless you took the shot, but like there just might be some people that didn't survive Eddington. But like, you know, otherwise. But no. And I even feel bad making that joke, to be honest, because I am ultimately sad about that. But but you also have the suicides during the lockdown. You have all of these things that happen, like, you know, just really bad stuff. People that were in a bad place, and I'm thinking like, we remember this, and you made a movie that satisfied nobody. I don't know the Chud thing. It's all friend enemy. Chud's the one that dies from fentanyl or whatever. It's very it's insane. I don't know.
And what was that fucking weird plot point about the Emma Stone's father dying with Joaquin Phoenix present because of like fentanyl?
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
it's forced.
What?
So forced.
I think that was. I don't know if that was too. Again, it's a poorly done. That's really what's bad about it is it's a poorly done movie. The reason I compared it to Paul Thomas Anderson's movie. Paul Thomas Anderson made like a coherent movie. I mean, people might hate it, and I'm not going to defend it to anybody, but I actually kind of enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than the Thomas Pynchon novel Vineland, and I thought it was just like, okay, like that was an enjoyable movie to me, just because it was a movie that was kind of made sense, had humor, and it was like an actual movie that seeing in the theater. Like, this movie makes no fucking. I'm able to see certain things that he's saying in there, but plot wise, it makes no sense, and it just keeps expanding to a point where nothing can ever be solved. which again, I like some media and some art that's like that, but this is taking a premise that both sides are bad, but really not really.
Yeah, it gets just so squirrely, and
Yeah.
it's very for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
oh well, guys, we'll probably do another premium episode for you guys this week. A little solo one on the premium feed. We haven't had that in a while. It's been very academic on the premium feed. Books, you're doing books, I'm doing books, things like that. I'm just getting settled in here, so excuse my Wizard of Oz audio quality that's happening here. I will insulate these walls a little bit better and dampen that sound. On Gain of Fiction coming up, we've got some really cool things. There is one on Vineland coming out next week, and that Paul Thomas Anderson movie, which is cool. And then I went with after that, it's Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole, which is a very a lot of people wanted me to read that book. Didn't disappoint either. I liked it. And very funny. Very, very funny book. And then we're going to definitely kick it into overdrive. Gain of Fiction wise, we're going to be doing, I think I'm naming it Dick Month with Getting Lit. I don't think either of those guys would disagree with that title. But we're going to do 2 Philip K. Dick novels, a little crossover with the Getting Lit people. We're going to do Flow My Tears, The Policeman Said, and The 3 Stigmata of Palmer Eldritch. That guy does not know how to.
I want to hop in those, dude. It's been a while, dude.
It's your podcast. Yeah, you can hop in on anything you want. Yeah. But the Philip K. Dick, I mean, the titles of his books.
Yeah. I know.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like I will say that I bet I'm going to love both of those 2 books.
Yeah.
The Flow My Tears, The Policeman Said, it was like, somebody told, have you read Flow My Tears, The Policeman Said? I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You got to do that. You got to finish the Valis trilogy too, dude.
Yeah,
you got to finish it. It's great. It's it's fucking, I don't know. I think it's his last ones too. I don't know. Could be wrong, but we're going to conclude the Welbeck novels pretty soon too, and then with Whatever, his first book, and then there's also in January we're going to be doing Camp of the Saints. So that'll be spicy.
I mean, you got to read it. I don't know. I they have it. It's like out now. Like people can get it. I bought.
Can you get it on Amazon?
It's on Kindle.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn.
It's on Kindle.
Wow.
I have a Kindle copy, and I bought a physical copy, and I bought the top of the physical copy market. Literally, I paid like $70 for a paperback.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like 3 years ago, I think it was like literally like $250. Like people were paying like insane amounts of it, and I was like, okay, that's a reasonable price. Let me get that. And then there's like a new translation that came out now, which I'm hoping the new I hate people who fight over translations and stuff, like, but what if, like, I was wondering, like, do they libtard it out a little bit? I mean, I am a little scared of like that book being retranslated, so I have the Kindle version and this one, and I'm probably going to like check cross-reference just to see if it's still the same. So we'll see. So I'm going to do that, and then there's plenty more. I think we're going to do Doug, Patrick, and I are going to do Charles Dickens. A lot of Dick happening, apparently. Philip K. Dick, Charles Dickens. We're going to do David Copperfield. So that should be really fun, too. So that's everybody go to rarecandy.substack.com or rcnow.org and get signed up. We are going to get the website fixed up a little bit. Substack,
that should be any day now.
Substack happy merchant us a little bit. With their widget thing. So if it's looking a little funky, we are going to rectify that. So on that note, guys, everybody have a safe week, and we will catch you guys next time.